One might ask themselves, how do you get from here to here? Freshman year marks the start of your exciting journey through high school. It's great being out of middle school and into the sea of what we call high school. Little do kids know that Mr. Safranski's class is the least of their worries. Freshman year is very different than what you'd expect. It's so much different than middle school days. Freshman year also brings new privileges that you wouldn't have gotten before, like taking driver's ed and behind the wheel training so that you can finally drive a car legally.
Alright, so our lesson's almost done for today. We're just gonna take a nice, easy left and park over there. Ah, stop!
You'll quickly learn that driving isn't as easy as it seems. You'll learn other things too.
Yeah, it's going
Not
over.
to say suck in gym class.
Powell! That's 25!
Yep, sometimes you learn by screwing up, or by watching others screw up. Oh, and when it comes to reading Of Mice and Men, don't talk to another soul while you do.
I love this book.
I do too. I wonder how it ends. George Shensley.
Sophomore year should be a breeze, right? Instead, you feel like you're in college because of one class. Due to this problem, we have one interview that sums up all of sophomore year in about 20 seconds.
So, how's sophomore year going?
I'm trying to study for biology. I don't have to study plants. I don't know what a Maris dependent is, or a vascular cambio, and a violet.
On to junior year, where most find much more difficult schedules, and for some even college concurrent classes. But for everyone, the dreaded ACT.
So hungry. How the heck do I do any of this?
Oh my god, literally? Okay.
Oh, come on now, ladies and germs. This stuff's really easy. Especially those carbon equations. Number 6 on the periodic table. Chart number 1 in your heart.
This is also the year that hits you. Your grades actually do matter. At that moment, you wish you could have tried harder last year, and you tell yourself that you will get better this year. Unfortunately, you forget about trying harder once you have to memorize the periodic table. Now you start to freak out. You're almost to your senior year, and you haven't even been worrying about your grades. What are colleges going to think when they look at your grades and they're not all A's? That's why we have ACT testing. A chance to redeem yourself with the bad grades most people will have at this point during high school. Then you start freaking out about studying for them. The teachers drill into your head that this single test will determine your whole future. Then you start studying. You still feel like you don't know any of it, no matter how hard you study. Then comes the day that you've been studying for. You wake up that morning and everything goes blank. You forget everything that you've taken so much time to study for. This test can take up to 4 hours. You are not allowed to have cell phones or have the wrong calculator. If you violate any of these rules, I will take your test and your scores will not be scored. Any questions?
Can I go to the bathroom?
Only when we have our break halfway through the test. Otherwise, I'm sorry, you cannot. Any other questions? This is not a number 2 pencil.
What the hell?
You were disrupting other students'
I wonder if Mr. Safranski will teach us something today. Geez, I'm really getting bored of those stories. I'm not learning a thing.
I got a story for you guys to show you and tell you about why I'm feared even in most states. We were on the band and choir trip with my oldest, and my wife and I had an opportunity
Blah,
to go along
blah,
with them.
blah.
It was
Which
a really
fidget
cool
spinner
trip.
should I
Went to
buy?
California. We visited some Disney and all that stuff, and we were at the beach. We scheduled a day for at the beach. All the kids were out there swimming, a little bit windy and cool.
Jeez, this dude
And I was
bores me
kinda
so
missing
much.
the other
I'm
two-
playing a
I was
game
kinda
from the
missing the other two
70s.
kids. So I figured, well, I'm gonna give them a call. Well, doggone it, I had Sprint. So, and you think, I'm standing by the beach, you think I'd have reception.
What time
So
is
I
it?
wasn't
It feels like
getting
it's been
bars.
years.
So there's this
What's my mom
Like,
making for dinner tonight?
This looked like this house.
Mr.
where all the
S, what are you
lifeguards
even
were,
talking
stuff,
about? If
double
any of
decker
this is
house,
on the
so they could
test, I'm
oversee people swimming and
screwed.
all that. So it was kind of fenced in the back, and it was like a little alleyway that went between the stores and this lifeguard unit place. So I'm going through there.
You're supposed to be the one teacher that gives us relevant knowledge to our future, like which retirement fund to pick. But instead, this is the 14th time I've heard this story.
Something going on over there. All the kids are looking.
Well, how do we do our taxes?
Timmy, if you interrupt me one more time, you're gonna have to pick your maker. And you know what that is? That's this one, okay? Which will send you to the moon. At least you have a chance of getting back because we can send the space shuttle to pick you up, okay? So, or the right one. You don't want the right hook because that'll send you into orbit and ain't no bringing you back then.
But I still gotta
Timmy,
do my
alright,
taxes.
gotta finish the story.
It's time for a little reader's random correction.
So glad I got this done 5 minutes ago. I didn't do it.
The best thing about junior year? Open campus lunch. Until this happens.
Shannon, there was a train. Can I have a pass?
Sure, it's unexcused.
Ugh.
It's senior year, and you know all the secrets of the school. This school year is so indescribably amazing, we figured we'd ask one for ourselves.
So how do you feel about being a senior at DGF High School?
Senior year is the greatest. You're finally the shark in the food chain. You run the school. But for some reason, you can't wait for the year to be over with. You can finally be your own person post-high school, wherever that may lead you. And you can do anything you want with your life. You're about to graduate, and finally everything you've ever wanted is so close you can almost touch it. You're going to be done with high school forever and have all the freedom you've been waiting for. But suddenly, it doesn't feel like that's what you want anymore. You think back about how it hasn't really been that awful. You think about your friends and the amazing memories you've made. You think about how it wasn't that bad, and in fact, it was kind of fun. But you spent the whole time wishing it away, only to spend some time at the very end wishing it could all stay. You have to enter the real world now, and you're excited and fresh for college or a career, or wherever life may lead you. Funny how that freshman year feeling is repeating itself, huh? Try not to live a life of regret, and sure don't spend another second wishing time away. Every second is precious, and it will become even more precious to look back on later. Slow your growing up process. Enjoy and savor every second. You never know when it might be your last.